Hey, looks like it's working. Hey, 2 streams in a row. Means the problems are fixed, yeah? Allegedly. Good evening, one and all. Happy Wednesday. We are back with another live stream. Good evening, Bid Bad Peter Gaming, Peter, Edward, Plopsicorn, Philip, Beardhammer Wargaming, Dave, Yamail, Javier, Dahi, Mike. Good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening tide. Hope you are all well. And having a lovely, lovely week. Good evening, Captain Manrings. Hey yo, 51,612 subscribers. You know, at this rate, we'll be celebrating 52,000. Afternoon, Ethan. Hello, Tommy. Evening, Kiel. Apostle Painting Miniatures. Minis. Oliver Griffiths. Bruno. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Brashtastic, good morning. You guys are killing it. Coffee, tea, or milkshake? Wow, that's our first question. Good evening, Stuart Perry. Hey, Rez. I would pick a milkshake out of the three of those, Ethan. That is what I would pick from the three of those. Painting some gut rippers with your contrast method. The skin. Oh, the skin. Oh, the skin indeed. Gut ripper flesh, man. Good evening, Josh, and the rest of the people. Good evening, SR. 7:34 a.m. in Melbourne. Ugh. I can't remember the last time I saw 7:34 a.m. It's a long time ago. In fact, it was probably the last time I went to Tabletop Tactics. They make me get up early. Let's all hit the like button, guys. Yes, let's do that. Even I'll do it. And I never do that. So tonight is your night. Ask me anything. Why are Man U so bad? Oh, Edward. Oh, I was watching the push notifications come through as I was mid filming. 3-1 up. 3-1 up, and still lost. That means they're out, right? Can I submit Gandalf and Sam as character to Tale of Many Warhipsters 2 this month? Do they count as characters? They absolutely do. Absolutely do. OBS or Streamlabs? I use OBS, Beardhammer. It's why my stream is so unprofessional. Because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have Nightbot or anything like that, which I see everybody else uses. And I don't have any overlays or sick transitions. I just have however I figured out how to do it. So, what I need is someone to come and sort my stream out for me and tell me how to use the program, because I don't know. Where's the full Varangard guide? Now. It just so happens that I am collecting things to do this December because I'm very, very not busy. Soon, a couple of weeks' time, I'm going to have some time off. Some time to do some stuff for myself, you know. And Varangard is one of the ones. I want to clear my desk just here first. That's the first thing I need to do. So for that, I need to get 4 Iron Striders done. I need to get the Accursed Cultist Torments, Gene Stealers, Termagants, Varangard, Pyrovore, sorry, and Sinessa. Why aren't you streaming on Twitch as well? Tommy, I'm I can barely make this one work. I did think about. I've never streamed on Twitch, so I'd have to figure out how it works, and then I'd also have to add in restream or whatever it is, multi-streaming, and then it's 2 chats for me to take note of. And I think for that I would need to have 2 screens because it would just be too much. Warhipster, do you think there will be a new entry in the Warhammer Quest series in the coming year? Do you know what, Silent Noise? I'd love for there to be one, and I think there's a possibility. There's a possibility that it could happen. I'd love to see one, because Cursed City was great, as was Blackstone Fortress, as was Silver Tower, as was Shadows of a Hammerhall. I thought they were really good, so I wouldn't count it out. I would guess if it's gonna happen, it will happen in maybe March or sort of October, November time next year. Would be what I would guess. Because this summer, I think we can all guess that it's going to be AOS 4. Which should be very exciting. It feels like the skill floor of painting, at least what I see beginners doing, has gone up. Would you say that's true? And if so, would you blame better materials or techniques? Yeah, I think better materials, better techniques, and also a much more prevalence of information out there. There's blogs, there's YouTubers, there's podcasts, there's Instagram, there's a wide bustling painting community out there. And I think it's much easier to get tips. Because I think when I first started, there was no such thing as, well, there probably was, but I didn't know you thinned down paint. So that was a thing. Also, the paints were a lot worse than they were. So I feel like there's just such an abundance of stuff out there that the skill floor will inevitably go up. And as mentioned, the quality of stuff is much higher than it ever was when I first started. Out of the current release schedule, what army are you most excited for? I mean, currently, if I had to say, Flesh Eater Courts, you know, because they're imminent. They go on pre-order on Saturday. I'm very excited for that. The Crypt Guard, the Morbeg, the Gore Warden, the Vargulf Courtier, they look amazing. Usheran, that looks incredible. High Justice Goremain, fantastic, amazing miniature. Big Bad Beater Gaming, thank you very, very much for the 2. Would you do a video on painting the Red Gobbo? I think I've got one. I'll see if I can make the time of an evening to do it for you, Peter. I'll see what I can do. I got all my paint yesterday. I'm painting my first army over the course of the next coming weeks. Love the videos. I landed on Combat Patrol Death Watch. Oh, nice. Rated M for mature. That's a fantastic name. Matthew. Matt. That is an excellent name. You should 10 out of 10 with no notes. What are your favourite brushes for painting Warhammer? My favourite brushes for painting Warhammer are Citadel brushes. I like them a lot. I know what I'm doing with them. I know I can... To be clear, the black-handled ones, the white-handled ones I don't get on with. They all seem to hook at the end, the synthetic ones. But the black-handled ones, I love them. I think they're great. There's just an abundance of things, and I love how they're labelled for their intended purpose. That's one of my favourite things. Because a lot of other brush companies, aside from, I think, you know, of the ones I know, the Army Painter, they're pretty good. They label their things, although they do things like Monster Brush, Regiment Brush, and it's like, just tell me what you do with it. I like the naming. I like the naming convention of GW. And if they change their naming convention, I'll be very cross. We need more Tau videos. Bruno? I'll see what I can do. I've got plenty of Tau to do. Can I come over and use some of your paints? I just have a librarian to paint and I have no colours that I need here. Yeah, if you want, Andrew. How far away are you? Where'd you live? Manor Park. Name that album. If anybody knows it. But I've been to Warrington. Another question. Any specific reason you stick with Citadel paints and brushes? Yes. Because most people who start Warhammer will start with Citadel paints and brushes. They're also generally the easiest ones to get a hold of. And for most people who just like to not engage with the online community in a way, but they like to watch the occasional YouTube video, the idea is that my videos are there just so that A, you know where to get the stuff if you don't have it, but also there's a likelihood that you will have it because you have a Citadel collection. Very few people start with Scale 75 or Vallejo paints and then go, I don't have any Citadel paints. It's really annoying when people use Citadel paints. It's usually, you go through a journey of, I've used Citadel, I've then discovered these other things, and then you go back, and then you kind of look back. That's the whole reason, is that you could conceivably you could open my video knowing that you're going to Games Workshop tomorrow or later that day, and you could get everything that you don't have on the list, rather than have to then order something, not know how it works, not be a familiar product, and then jump in with it. That's why. I also just really like the stuff. I think it's good. It's good stuff. What colour did you paint the cushions on the back of Ionis' seat? Can't see it in the video, and it's very difficult to see in the box art. One moment, Dave. I don't remember off the top of my head. Cushions on his seat. Oh. Red. It's the same colour that I did the candles, so probably Flesh Tearer's red. I don't remember off the top of my head though. Whatever colour I did the grip of the mace, the book, and the candles, that's the colour I used. Use red. Green would work too though. Troll butt cheek OnlyFans when? In about 2 weeks. I just gotta clear it with the internet. Would you start painting Marvel United miniatures at all? I've not really seen any YouTuber paint them minis. I think you'd be amazing with them. Well, thank you, Shane Hands. That's very kind of you. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever heard of Marvel United. Let me have a look. Marvel United miniatures. Oh, the little diddy things. Do you know, I will do the market research and we'll see. There's usually a reason why no one's painted any, which is usually where I then step in. Josh's tutorials are 100% why I improve. Oh, that's very kind of you, Rez. Same here, Philip G. Thank you very much, Philip. Oliver Griffiths. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I think the next game will be Space Hulk Anniversary next year. It's conceivable. We've now got new Terminators and Gene Stealers. It's possible. Big Bad Peter Gaming gifting 10 of the best Warhipster memberships. Thank you so much, sir. That is very, very kind of you. That puts us one step closer to our 420, baby. 81 memberships. If everybody here gifted one, we would be 16 away. I'm just saying. Let me see. Let me see. More questions. I'm trying to answer every question tonight because I don't usually do a very good job of it. Will you be painting more Lord of the Rings minis too? Hopefully the 3 Hunter set. I will be painting more Lord of the Rings. Absolutely. I've been washing and cleaning off the resin release of Get Off the Road. So the Nazgul and the 4 hobbits hiding. That scene, the commemorative miniature that they did, that is being cleaned as we speak. I've also located the box that has Theoden in, finally. So That'll be coming very, very soon as well. I've got Gandalf to do. I've got Mordor Orcs to do. I've got Knights of Minas Tirith to do. Warg Riders to do. I've got lots of stuff to do. Loads and loads of Lord of the Rings content will be happening as soon as I can clear a 24-hour 24-hour period. Da 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 da. France, I can swim over on the weekend. Well, there you go, Andrew. If you can swim over, you can use all my paints to your heart's desire. I'll just be editing videos in the background. You get to make any... Okay, here we go. You get to make any singular change to the GW paint line besides price. What would it be? Could add in a new type of paint or change the formula somehow. Dropper bottles. Do you know what? I would introduce colorless texture paints is what I would do. In like large batches of it. So what I would really like to see is like a sandy texture, a really big thick muddy texture, a nice crackle, a smaller crackle, but I'd like them to be colorless so that I can put it all on before I prime the miniature, then prime the miniature. And then there's no tints changing what the color is from the Wraithbone. I think that would be sick. It's one thing I've been asking someone to do, and no one's done it yet. That's one thing I would do. I'd also add a bunch of extra paints to the contrast line, like a huge amount, probably about 40. If you're going to paint either fantasy, i.e. AOS, or sci-fi, i.e. 40k for the rest of your life, what would you choose? Fantasy. I would pick fantasy. Because right now 40k is not doing a good job with its miniatures. So for fantasy, I get AOS and the Old World, and Warcry, and Underworlds. For 40k, you get Kill Team Necromunda, which is a high spot, and 40k. One's better than the other right now, but I'm hoping next year's big for 40k. I've been wondering how your work area is set up and how you take care of your brushes. Simple answer is, Philip, I use them all day, every day, so there's no point taking too much care about them. Do you know a good alternative to Caliban Green or Caliban Green spray? I tried scale 75, but I couldn't get it to work right. Lol. Jakey, if you're based in the UK, the Colour Forge will definitely have a primer for you. Definitely, and it'll be excellent. Guaranteed. Hello, Lehman Russ. Will you ever sell any more merch? Yep, I'm working on it, Philip. I'm working on trying to find a way for me to create a hobby kit that I can get samples of from various providers, get it to me, and then if it's all above board and to the right level of quality that I want it to be, I would then take pre-orders and sell it that way for a fair price. Probably making roughly £1 profit for myself, but that way you get things like a dice, mat, stickers, maybe a dice roller, maybe a brush. That's the thing, is all that kind of thing. What I need is someone dedicated to that project to just sit and do it and sort it out. Just be like, this is what we're doing. But part of that as well was I wanted to look at redoing the logo a little bit, bringing it a little bit more into the 21st century. And I started that process with my brother, who's a very talented graphic designer and artist. He ended up going back to work, and I have not had time to look at it since. Foamoroid Crusher, could you advise on which colour could be used on the grey flesh area here using contrast paints? Thanks for your videos. Tommy, give me 1 second. Foamoroid Crusher. Let me have a look at him. Oh, that's a tricky one. I reckon if you went for something like... It's not fully contrast, but if you check out... This one's for you, Tommy. So for the grey, Tommy, if you're still here, if you check out my Frostlord on Stonehorn video, that'll sort you out. That's the ideal thing for the flesh. Is this a local channel for local people? It is. It is. Local to my wonderful community. What do you recommend for someone who enjoys watching your videos and loves the result you get, but gets intimidated by the required number of paints and brushes to reproduce your specific method? Brush-tastic. Thing I would recommend is when I get to the Warhipster Battle Ready stage, stop. Because usually at that point, I've only used maybe 10 max paints. Usually at that point, it's not very many. On the bigger ones, it's different. But I would recommend just get to Warhipster Battle Ready and stop there. And you'll see that it reduces massively. Even to the point of where, for example, when I'm doing things like metallics, if there's silver and gold on there, it will be just 3 paints, which will be Iron Warriors, Retributor Armor, and then a shade. And then it's good to go. Where it gets more... Where the list can seem to get bigger and bigger and bigger is if you're going Iron Warriors and then we shade it with Null Oil and then we highlight it with Iron Breaker and blah 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 blah. It's that bit which adds a lot of volume on. But Warhipster Battle Ready often is, for me, I really like that finish. The highlights are just something that I do to add that little bit of extra something that some people really like. I just congratulations on getting a gifted sub there, Gatorbot. How do you get the motivation to paint so much? It's very easy, Lehman Russ. If I don't do it, I don't eat. That's my motivation. I also love it. It lets me express myself creatively. It's my job, and I'm a workaholic. So whenever it comes to doing stuff for my work, I'm into it. I go for it. You need to make the whole of Osgiliath. We shall do it. We shall do it, Rez. We'll do it together. We'll get the box set that they announced a little while ago. When you do wet blending, how much do you dry the brush, if at all, when washing it before moving paint around? So what I do, Yamail, is I wash it off, and I usually just go, literally, I go to my lip like that, just to take the water off. If that's not to your liking, just touch it on some tissue paper. So just literally wash the brush. Hang on, let me see if I can demonstrate this. So wash the brush and then just touch like that. You don't want it to be a wet brush. You don't want any dips, but it's fine for it to be moist. Adam Hughes. Adam. It's my boy Adam. Is it the Adam from Leamington Spa? Thank you very much for becoming a member, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You've put us on 340. Look at that. 80 away now. Is there some trick to getting Black Templar to be less splotchy / streaky? Yours always looks a lot better than when I try the same painting process. Black Templar is a tricky one. Black Templar is hard. The trick with it is to not overload your brush. And the best way to get a least splodgy finish from Black Templar is to put a pre-shade under it, because it grips to paint better than it does to... better than it does to the primer. For some reason. I don't know what it is. It just does. So you could even just pre-shade it with something like Null Oil. Just throw Null Oil or Agrax or something on down, depending on what final finish you want under Black Templar. But throwing a shade down before you put Black Templar on goes a long way to making it a lot easier. Another thing you can do is just take 4 brush loads, depending on how much you're doing. Take 4 brush loads of Black Templar and just throw 1 of Lamian Medium in there. Or Contrast Medium, whichever you prefer. 4 to 1 to me always feels like it. 4 of the paint, 1 to the medium. Feels like it improves the flow, but doesn't thin it too much. Did you print and paint more from the Chaos Citadel Kickstarter after release? I didn't. I don't have a printer, so I didn't do the Chaos Citadel, unfortunately. What I'm going to ask Dark Fantastic Mills to do is print one for me, and I will pay for the privilege of having as much of it sent to me as I possibly can, because I would really like a full Chaos Citadel board. I see you use natural brushes for contrast paints. Do they dye faster? They don't dye any faster than other brushes. Warhipster leggings. Yeah, we could do that. Vallejo do the colourless ones already, do they? Oh, okay, well, I'm an idiot then. How do you deal with all of the difficult to reach bits when you build the model whole? You learn your angles. There's different angles to paint. So holding your brush, holding your model like that, holding your model like that, painting from that direction, painting in that direction, painting this way. And remember, if it's too difficult to reach, it means it can't be seen. So that's fine. I've just seen we've got 3 new members. Tommy Agami, Bruno, and James. Thank you so much for becoming members. You guys are awesome. Legends. Legends of the chat already. Welcome, welcome. If you haven't already, make sure you join the Discord. Let me catch up. How do you feel with all the difficulty? Oh, we did that one. Yeah, no, so you just have to trust your brush a little bit. And sometimes, like, just remember that your brush can move once you're in there. So you can, like, you can get the brush behind the leg and then just do, like, that kind of motion. So just, like, if you get it in behind, say you're trying to get something that's behind here, you can just come at it from this angle. And then you can just move your brush in that motion, so at your fingers where you're holding the brush rather than at the brush tip. And like I said, if you really can't get to it and you can't see it, then you can't see it, and it's fine. Evening, Josh. I'm trying to understand the concept of where to highlight. How would you approach on knowing where exactly to add the color? Really good technique for you. Take your model, right? So look at your model, yeah? And if you've got your phone light, do that from an angle at which you want to highlight it from, and that will show you all of the sharpest bits. You can just do that so you can see where all the bits that are catching the light. That's my favorite bit. If you're going to do like if you want to get lots of things highlighted and you want to do it quickly, that's the way to do it. Phone light, hold from an angle that you want to have it painted from, and pick those bits. And you'll remember it from your head. If you turn off all your other lights as well, it works better than what I just demonstrated. But that's a really good way of dealing with it. I hope next year is big for AOS. Oh, it will be delicious relish. 100% it would. Warhammer World is on fire and you have enough time to save one paint colour recipe. What do you choose? Red. Blood Angels red. The Blood Angels armour red. Colour Forge sprays, they are amazing. There you go. Gandalf the White tutorial to celebrate 20 Return of the King this December, and you would help out this fool of a took. Is it 20 years? Wow, Ricky. I shall see what I can do. I demand a hoodie. I think you can get hoodies. Beard Care Regimen. I use Kalamazoo from Lush. Let me see if I can catch up. Will we see EC and 40k by this time next year? And will you do? If we do, yes, I will. But I don't think we will. I don't think we'll see them for a couple of years yet. I've used Dante with scale color necro gold. What would you use to highlight? I don't know. Oh my god. James, have you've just slapped your 50 gifted out. Sir. Sir. Oh my goodness me, thank you so much. Whew. Oh. You absolute hero. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Eisenhorn is still planned to be painted. Yes, yes he is. Yes, yes, indeed. 100%. Where's he gone? He's here somewhere. He's there. The plan is there. Mr. Hipster, how are you, sir? I'm very well, thank you, Daz. Have I missed anyone? Scale color necro gold. What would you use to highlight? I don't know what that looks like. Let me look. Scale color necro gold. Let me see what it looks like. It looks quite warm. It looks like a slightly colder version of Retributor armor, so I'd probably still stick to something like Liberator Gold. Or if you want it to be really, really bright, use my usual mix of 2-to-1 mix of Stormhost Silver Retributor armor. Unless you've got a bunch of Vallejo metallics, in which case I don't know, because I don't know them very well. What did you think GW will focus on more aircraft improved rules, new models for 40k? Maybe next edition. I think a lot of people disagree with flyers being in 40k. I don't know. I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. I'd love them to work. The problem is they're either really broken or they're not good enough. Nylac Oxide, thank you so much for your Shutter Hood tutorial. It saved my life. You should totally do a Beast of Nurgle in your Contrast Plus style. Well, good news, Nylac Oxide. We've already done it. You can find it here on the channel. Let me grab the link for you. Stop it. There we go. That one's for you. As you can tell, I'm quite behind. I'm building up to painting Gilliman, but still practicing and trying to avoid patchy contrast paint. You'll get there, Toke. You will. And you're very welcome. Thank you very much for your support. Painting is your job. Have you studied in art/painting, or it's a hobby/passion that became a career? The second one. I did music, so I guess I kind of did art. Anyway, are the Cruel Boys monster killers from Warkai are yet to come? Yeah, because I haven't got them yet, but I will get them. Ricketts, I've just seen your £5 super chat. Thank you very much. How would you paint Legions Imperialis Dark Angels? Black Templar and Null Oil, Black Legion, and dry brush off black? Worried they'll be too dark. No, that's fair. I would probably, do... no, actually, I would probably do the Black Legion. But what you need to do is put the red on the shoulders. That's what'll sort them. I'd probably do Black Legion all over them, and then add red pieces as and when you wanted to create a unit marking. So you could do it like on the shoulders, you could do it on the knees, you could do it on the occasional greave or things like that. It definitely would work. If you've got your box, or if it hasn't come yet, there is a Dark Angels example in there. That's pretty much what I think they sprayed theirs black and then painted up with regular paints, but I'm not entirely certain. Hang on, hold on. What's going on here? Tommy, James, thank you so much for the... Tommy, thank you very much for the 20 gifted memberships. James, thank you so much for the 20 gifted memberships. Oh boy. Maths is hard. What's 393 plus 40? 433? I think. Oh, hold on. Hang on, that's a tear. Ooh. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. That is 105 gifted memberships in what? Well, 105 new members already. Adam. Preach, brother. You need to come back, Adam Hughes. We need to hook up, man. We need to play some games. We need to roll some dice. If you make a video for a Chaos War Shrine, it'd be really cool. We can certainly look at that, Tommy. What's the difference between Black Legion and Black Templar, assuming finish is different? Black Legion attempts to do the contrast painty thing, right? So it's got a highlight and it's got a Sorry, it's got a highlight and it has a darker recess, and then it has a sort of grayer flat panel. Sorry, it's just, I'm a little bit overwhelmed. You guys are amazing. Tommy, man, James, bro, guys. Black Legion is a single pigment contrast paint, so it applies a flat black with elements of brown in it. So it's much better at like just going full black, whereas Black Templar is much more subtle. So in order to get it to that more traditional black that you see for like Iron Hands, for example, or Raven Guard, it has to have something underneath it in order for it to look as black as you want it to. So Black Legion gets there so much quicker. It's just much darker paint. When painting large areas with contrast paints, do you ever do more than one layer? Yeah, generally on like vehicles and stuff, when it's really large areas, we thin it down and then do a couple of layers to get it to that really nice consistency. If you go straight from the pot, it becomes a little bit difficult to manage. What do you do for beard care? Like I said, I use Kalamazoo from Lush and I just comb it. That's all I do. That's all it needs. What do you think of the new Usharan model? I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Any thoughts on whether it comes out for pre-order before Christmas? I doubt it. If it was going to happen, it would happen at the same time as the army set. I don't think they're going to go army set full range. I think it'll be, I suspect, early January next year. Think World Eaters last time out. Because that army set came out, and then World Eaters were very, very hot on the heels afterwards in like January, February. Laucannon, thanks for the content. Your video on painting the Cursling helped me paint my first model when I first got into the hobby. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you. I'm glad I could help. Lots of mini painting videos don't show the unsexy parts of painting, like holding stuff at awkward angles. I try to, but sometimes you can't film it. Yeah, I think we answered you, Rick. It's like I said, check in the book, but I would use Black Legion, and you could dry brush off with a little bit of grey afterwards. What was it like working on the heavy metal team? Was the work fast paced? I've never worked on the heavy metal team. What is the best brush for beginners with a good point? Medium layer brush and small layer brush. I think we're up to date. Pelmic93, thank you very much for becoming a member. Thank you. I need to go in and update. Whew. Okay. Got to make those goals. We've made those goals. We need to put another goal up. What should the goal be? But guys, should we go for? Should we go for? No, what we'll do is we'll go for 469. There we go. Nice. Thank you very much. Who would you credit as being important to your current level of painting skill? In terms of my inspiration, Ethan? How did I miss out again? Giraffe, make sure you've got it enabled. Because sometimes it doesn't let it happen because you need to enable it. If you go down, it should say allow GIF somewhere. Got to make those goals, James. Man, you've made the goal. You've blown past the goal. You and Tommy and everyone else. Nylac Oxide, thanks, my guy. No idea how I missed that vid. It happens. People miss my videos. Are you back near Leamington again? I haven't for a while. I'm still in Cheltenham. What is the music doing? Well on course to break Josh, lads. Yeah, we've done it. I only started painting in August and I am completely in love and spend time every night painting while watching your vids. You are a special spot in this hobby and I am grateful for you. I'm very grateful for you, James. Thank you. And I'm glad I can help. I really am. Well, again, you're kicking ass out there, man. I hope I can help. I'm glad I can help. Don't forget to hit the like button. Go for it painting. He's spot on there. I'm wanting to paint my upcoming FEC army as frozen corpses. Any advice on how to pull off frozen / frostbitten skin? That is a really good question. What I would do is I would start with Briar Queen Chill, and then I would add in Tyran Blue, or if you want it to be a little bit less vibrantly blue, maybe something like Frostheart. And I would build that up around the edges. So Briar Queen Chill will give them a sort of bluish greenish hue, but then you can use the blues to shade it down, and add that kind of frozen aspect to it. Is probably how I would go for it. I'm thinking of using your LI Solar tank recipe on my full-size Genestealer Cult Lehman Russ tanks. Oh, the Legions Imperialis. Ooh, I mean, it would work. You might have to thin the Space Wolves grey down a little bit on a bigger tank, because that would be a little bit tricky. Does Tesseract Glow actually glow under a black light? Do you know, I've never tried, Abdul. It might. Good evening, Ishmael. I have finished painting Mortari in your video, and people think it looks horrible. Unsure if it's good. Well, it must be. Is that your only artist opus brush? No, I have more, Philip. I have a size 2 and a size 3, and I have a series M. I think I have a size 5 as well, you know. I have a size 1, a size 0 M, and I have size 3 and a size 2. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 0, 00 is what I have. I used to have a 000, but it's too small. Don't need it for anything, really. He's up north. Am I? Sorry if it's been said, but can we expect different Legions Imperialis chapter schemes? We can do it. I need time and space. I've got a box of them, and I thought about doing just how to paint all of them, because there's like a bunch of them in there. What is harder for me to do is to buy 17 boxes of infantry to do the whole lot. But we can certainly look at something. Let me know what you'd like to see in other chapters or legions, and we'll see how we can make it work. Because I feel like the reason I did the salamanders the way I did the salamanders was it felt like there was enough content there to do all of the infantry, the dreadnoughts, and the tanks in one video. But to do them all separately felt like it was just too light on content, which is why I didn't do it. But let me know what you're after, and I'll see what I can do. Any tips for painting the pattern on Pterodon Rider's wings? I've blended from ultramarine blue to black Templar, but stuck taking the plunge to get on with the stripe pattern. Yeah, we can have a look. Pterodon Riders. Oh, yeah. It's certainly interesting. So you've done a blend, have you? Because one thing I would consider doing is painting it the pterodon or the blue, or whatever, then drawing in the darker parts how you want it with the Black Templar, and then highlighting the transition line with the paler paint. So I don't know if you've seen my salamanders videos. I call it kind of reverse freehand in a way. So rather than painting the flames in, you paint the field of the black over the flames. Is probably how I would do it. Did GW send out the new FEC box set to you already? They might have done. You'll have to wait until Saturday to find out. Yeah, Buddha Penguin, if you check out my Salamanders, Sterngard or Terminators video, that's kind of what I'm driving at, in that you've got your blue on, then you paint in the reverse of the stripes to get the pattern, and then highlight the transition line with that brighter blue, and that'll save you loads of time. Alucard Dracula, top marks, top name. He says thank you for the membership. You can thank James or Tommy for that. Or Big Bad Peter Gaming, he also gifted earlier. Thank you for your great work. You are simply an angel. I can hardly estimate how many hours I spent painting with your videos. Oh, it was very kind of you. Thank you. Inspiration, tutelage, whatever. Just a chance to shout out someone that you think you would be a lesser painter. You would be a lesser painter without. Oh yes. To answer your question earlier. I can think of two people. Firstly, there was a gentleman, I don't know if he still works there, I don't think he does, but Pablo, who used to work at the Games Workshop in Tottenham Court Road. He really helped me. Just inspired me to keep going, basically. Just pointed out things about my old style, was just like, you do this really well, maybe you can just do it. And just taught me how some of the newer paints at the time worked, because I'd been away for a little bit and hadn't really bought that many paints. I didn't understand how a lot of things work, but he just drove me to the right places. And the other one the other person I would point out is my friend Chris, who really pushed me when I moved to Lem, because he was deeply critical in order to bring me down in a nice way. He really pushed me. And I think a lot of the guys in Lem as well, actually. Dan, Adam, who's here, they really, really helped kind of seeing their stuff, seeing my stuff, making the changes, the notes and things. Just really, really helped with that creativity and pushing me along. And it was Chris who I sat and did contrast painting with first. And he was like, give this stuff a chance because it's amazing, and we used it and it was fantastic. Not a question, but I just wanted to say that your guides have helped me become a better painter and have helped me keep painting and taught me how to get inventive with contrast. I'm grateful for you. Oh, thank you, Fred. I'm grateful for you and your support. Thank you. Everybody hit like, says Beardhammer Wargaming. Indeed. We need 14 more likes to get to the magic number, guys. That's what we need. Do it for the big paint man. That's me. My tyranny is for next week. Taylor Many Warhipsters 2 are painted with that recipe. Briar Queen and Tyron Blue / plus Frostite. Awesome, Yamo. Have you dropped them in the Discord? Can we have a look? Do you remember how much time it took for you to learn how to control contrast paint so you can have that nice even finish and no patches? Yes, I do. It took me the contents of Shadow Spear, 10 Sterngard veterans, old ones, a Terminator captain, 40 demonettes, 3 fiends, some the riders, Seekers of Slanesh, and an Infernal Enrapturus. And I did all of that in 3 days, with my friend Chris. Whilst he was he was painting some Khorne demons, and then they went away because I was looking after their dog and their 2 cats. So we had a whole day of painting contrast, and I painted the Slanesh half of Wrath and Rapture, and then for in the intervening time I used his contrast paints to paint a pile of Blood Angels and stuff, and then I went home and I used it to paint some Neophyte hybrids, which was I think the first ever video we put out on the channel, and I did 30 of them, and followed by 40 I think 40 maybe 45 Gene Stealers or something like that. It took me a lot of models, a lot of not throwaway models, but a lot of A lot of infantry before I sort of figured it out. Are we obligated to use contrast? I'm a beginner. You are not, Andre. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Look at all those gifted memberships. I know, Gwatkin. I know, Mr. Gwatkin. It's insane. I'm a 15mm wargamer. I want to paint Aztecs. How would you paint their skin? Also, I'm colorblind. John Garvey. I would go for Aztecs. I would go for a mix. Not a mix, but I would vary between things like slightly thinned down Cygor brown. I would use maybe Wildwood for a colder look. Garrogaxu is a little bit too much the other way, but definitely thin down Cygor brown. Definitely what's it called? Catachan Flesh really works, as does Blood Reaver Flesh, as does Night Quester Flesh. Those are all layer paints, but they work if you use the layer paint, so Blood Reaver, Catachan, Night Quester Flesh, but then do Reichland Flesh Shade over the top. It looks absolutely fantastic. Reichland Flesh Shade over the top of Cygor Brown also looks really, really good. For Legions Imperialis, seeing one infantry brace, one dreadnought, and one tank for a chapter in a video would be perfect. There you go, Ricketts. That's useful. So, like, if I got a box of rhinos and an infantry box, I currently have 4 Contemptor Dreads. So in order to do it, I would need 2 more boxes of rhinos to do all the legions. And then I've got 4 Contemptors. So I would need, and I've done 1, so 17. So 4, 8, 12, 16. I'd have to get 5 boxes. Well, 4 boxes because I've got 1 infantry box left. Question: I'm so very tired, but I haven't had time to paint today. What do I do? If I were you, I would listen to an audiobook instead and not worry about painting. Unless it's your job, in which case, buckle up because you've got to go to your desk. That's what I have to do. Giraffe, where are you based? I'm based in Cheltenham. Didn't think of that. I'll check out the Salamanders video. Cheers. And oh, well, there you go. Thank you, Bruno Penguin. And also, yes, thank you, James, for the membership. Everybody, if you got one from James, or indeed you got one from Big Bad Peter Wargaming, or indeed you got one from Tommy, or you got one just now from your mail, who's just dropped 10, putting us on a really nice number. 444. Make sure you thank them. Captain Mannerings. Feel like doing a live critique of my work in progress Ursula Creed kit bash in show off your stuff on the Discord. Congrats on goal, you deserve it. I can absolutely do that, Captain Mannerings, if that's what you would like. You've put it in Discord, you say. Show off your stuff. Do you want me to put? Do you want me to pull it up on screen? Because I can tell you right now, buddy, I think it looks fab. The only thing I would recommend is just something on the, like a binocular or something. Well, no, you've got the goggles on the top. Yeah, we can do that. Let me just let me catch up with the chat and then we'll go for it. But thank you very much for the 5, sir. Thanks a lot for all of your wonderful painting tutorials. Cursed City almost finished. Messinius and Ursula done. Lord Solar Leontis on its way. I got you covered, Mail. That's what we do around here. Finally figured out why I couldn't get the gifted memberships. Woo, turns out my account was considered a brand account. Oh, there you go, Pete. And that's weird. I've never known that one before, but that's come up a couple of times. John Garvey, thanks very much. I'm 62 and still learning from people like you. That's very kind of you, John. It's very, very kind of you. I'm glad I could help. I'm glad I could help. Right, let me just see if we can pull up window capture. We want that one. Oh, I look away for 2 seconds. Ishmael. Gifting another 10 memberships. That is 125 new members. What are you guys doing? Oh. It's seriously overwhelming, guys. Oh. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll tell you a video I find very useful is a comparison with contrast paints going over or grouping their properties, which are thinner, which are thicker, which are one pigment, which are which. We can do that. Cheltenham, I believe is what you're asking. Cheltenham. Cheltenham Spa in Gloucestershire is where I'm based. Rose, please, and Shaw on screen. In the collection... Oh, yeah, so we'll bring this up. Let me just pop over here. Oh, no, he's leaking. I am leaking, Laura. So this is... this here is Mr. Captain Mannering's is Ursula Creed. And I think it looks really, really good. I'm big into it. I love the smoking pipe. I really like the use of the sword. What I'm just suggesting here is you see this space. So you've got the I'm guessing this is the handle of a pistol or sword, because this is the Glorio Van Alten. No, I can't remember the name of him. I can't remember the name of this model. There's a thing missing here. It just needs something to come across here. So whether you put like an optic or something like that just hanging here, or indeed like a pistol sheath or something like that, I think that is what will complete it. Otherwise, no notes. It's really nicely proportioned. I think it looks great. I think it looks fabulous, man. Just there, under the kind of eagle handle, or Janice Drake. There you go, D2. Thank you. I know what to know. I have painted it. Gloria Van Alten. That was Curse City, wasn't it? But yeah, just there on the front of the tabard. I don't know if my mouse is showing up on the screen. I can't tell. But there you go. Does that make sense? I had something stuck in my tooth. I don't know what possessed me to just do it then, but I did. 15 more and it's 469. Nice. Exactly, Delicious Relish. 15 more to go. And we get to 469. Cool. How do I gift a membership? I think you can, if you click on the little little kind of $sign thing at the bottom under the chat, it should give you the option for super chat, become a member, gifted members. I think you can only gift members if you are a member, but I'm not entirely certain on that. I'm slowly getting better, but I have Problems with the paint load. I look to the tip with no drips forming, but I can't maintain a similar amount of paint when loading. Any advice, please? So what you'll see me do in my videos is I dab on my finger quite often, and that is just me kind of just keeping a consistent paint load. It might be that what you just need to do is load up your brush and then just touch it onto some palette paper or your thumb. Don't have to do your thumb, and that will help you with the maintaining a good amount. Oh, got it. Another good trick is to use your contrast paint that you don't use very much of. Get a piece of paper and try and draw. Just get used to the mechanics of dipping your brush in, touching off, and then drawing similar length of line down a piece of paper. So going like, try and get like, if you get like ruled paper, try and get like 10, 15 or 10 lines. Just try and go from one 10 line to another thing like that. Grab a load, touch off, then do it again. It's that mechanic. And once you get that down, it becomes second nature. All deserved. You do a great job for all of us. So happy to give back. Oh, that's very kind of you, Email. Massive members. Indeed, Captain Mannerings. Josh loves massive numbers of members. I am a big fan of massive numbers of members. And massive members. And just members in general. Members are great. I love your channel. I'm getting paid tomorrow, so why not spend some of that leftover cash? Ishmael, it's very, very kind of you. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. We've gone past 69 likes and I didn't even notice. Nice. Well done, guys. 71. That's excellent. Plops of Corn dropping to 19.99. Cry, hairy man. Can't gift sub on phone, but here you go. That's very kind of you, buddy. Thank you. Trust me. It's happening. I've got that. I'm watching the charge of the Rohirrim feeling behind my eyes. It's all moist in here. Because you guys are just unbelievable. You're incredible. You're beautiful. You're wonderful. I love you. Incredibly generous with your money, with your time, with your support. It's truly an honor and a privilege to be able to do this. And to do this with all of you. To build what we're building here. Because it's just... It's the best. I love it. He shall leak upon this stream and it'll be cool and stuff. That's exactly it. Hey there, I tried substituting Gracia for Vallejo Primer via airbrush. It seems to be lighter in tone though. Would that affect the Achillean green contrast too much for Celestial Vindicators? Not at all, Kurt. It'll be a little bit brighter, maybe a little bit warmer, but you'll get slightly more punchier highlights on that Celestial Vindicators tutorial. So, if anything, it's a good idea. Happy cry stream. That's me, Rock Golem. That's what we do around here. Because I am in touch with my extremely overwhelming emotions. And you guys all do this to me. Hey, big man, do you have a tip for me? I got an idea of painting Thousand Suns in silver, then going over the silver with Talassar blue like a filter to get a shiny finish. Any recommendations? Christian, yeah, it can absolutely work. If you want to see what contrast paint over silver looks like, you go and look for my Horus Heresy Alpha Legion tutorial. That'll give you an indication of what... I think I used Achillean green in that. What that looks like. That's pretty close to Thousand Suns. It does look very Alpha Legion-y. But it absolutely does work. Hello, Josh. You're a cool dude. You are also a very cool dude, Jake. Thanks for the feedback, you amazing fella. It's very kind of you, Captain Mannerings. Will you critique the Angron I painted? Do you want me to, Philip? Do you want us to have a look at your Angron? Where is it? Where have you put it? The question is, have you even put it up? If you've put it up, then you have. I found it. I can. Do you want me to critique it, or are you waiting for Tale of Many Warhipsters? Because we can absolutely do that. I'm planning on doing a Votan army soon, new to the hobby, not painting a model since 3rd edition Gaz, wanting an off-white / grey cloth, black / green armour, and some blue highlights. Thoughts? Yeah, I think that would... in principle, it sounds bloody lovely. It sounds nice and simple, really crisp as well. Do you want advice on how I would paint that screen in terms of the colours used? What's a model that everyone loves but you have no interest? Mine's personally is the Thunderhawk. Does absolutely nothing for me. That's a really good question. Probably like something like a Necron monolith. I don't know. I don't know models that everybody loves, though. That's the thing. And I can always find something cool about a model. You submitted something else for Tails. I mean, I personally love the Thunderhawk. The Stormbird I really love. Yeah, that's a really interesting question. Many big feels indeed. We wouldn't be here if we didn't love you too. I salute you back. Gave you something to put up on screen if you wanted to start bawling. What did you do? Where? What did you do? Someone mentioned the S word to stop the crying. Kurt, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, sir. That's very, very kind of you. There we go. So we are now on 455. Is that right? No, 459. Yeah, that's right. 459 members. 130 new members. 74 likes on the stream as well. God, you guys are killing it. Can we reach 100 is the question. You need to collab with Louise. She does lots of happy cries. If I collabed with Louise and we both had just an insane amount of gifteds and viewership and all that kind of thing, it might be the most feel good but also the most happy crying stream of all times. I should find a bunch of other people who also like to cry on stream. I know we can get Liam to do it. All right, Philip, we'll have a look at it in just a second. Thoughts on Nid Brainbug psychic accents for High Fleet Kraken, brains and energy and the like? Yeah, Valkner, I think green. I think green really works for Kraken. So go for like a really nice jewelly green, something like Orc Flesh. If you want to go darker, Dark Angels green. If you want to go brighter, Warp Lightning probably would be your best bet. Karandras green works, but it's not quite contrasty enough. It's very good paint, but it won't do quite what you want it to do. So I think Orc Flesh really works as an accent colour for Red and Bone. Because green is what you use for Blood Angels eye lenses. And it's really stark. And then you can highlight that up with like Gorse Blaster green or something to give it a bit of a glow. It's what I would recommend, I think. So let's have a look at this Angron, shall we? Where is it? I found it, and I lost it again. Ah, here we are. So if we go back here and go... Pow! So here we have your Angron, sir. Oh, it's like mini Tale of Many Warhipsters. Oh, I can't zoom in. So let's have a look here, shall we? Oh, I could open in browser. I mean, man, I think it looks fantastic. I mean, looking at the sword, yeah, buddy, you got that hot glow there on the sword. It's looking absolutely fantastic. That's brilliant. The red is nice and smooth. The blend here on that elbow of the wing is absolutely fab. Got some really good highlights going in there on the wing. Your gold, your brass is looking nice and weathered for him. It's and your shoulder pad there for the World Eaters logo looks great. I love the little use of blood as well in the axe. That looks fantastic. Yeah, the red's proper vibrant. The shoulder of the wing, or the wrist, I think it is what it's meant to be. That looks absolutely awesome. It's sort of fantastic just there in the corner. Yeah, man, it looks great. It looks really, really good. Really, really good. Really, really very good, bud. Awesome work. Awesome stuff. Where's the chat gone? I can't find the chat. Hang on. Really, really good work. What the hell's happened? Tommy? Tommy? Thank you. I'm not sure what the currency is, but it's red, which means it's a lot. Thank you very, very much for the 300. And Kitaro, you've gifted 50 members. Mega. What are you doing to me? This comfortably puts this as the most successful stream of all time, and this comfortably puts us way in the past. Two goals smashed in a single stream. This is also the most successful year, the most successful month in Warhipster history. Wow. This is the best day ever. You guys, thank you. Thank you, Kitaro. Thank you. Oh. Blimey, O'Reilly. Thank you. To answer your question, Valkner, the Discord is for patrons and YouTube members, yeah. But you can get into the Discord for as little as a 99p membership, I believe. You should be able to access it that way. I think that's the cheapest membership. I can't remember. Legends one and all. Only 20 more till everyone on here has a membership. Bet you didn't know it was your birthday again already, no? Honestly, guys, Honestly, 180 new members, one stream. I don't think we've ever done that before. Oh, Tommy, that is an enormous amount of money, and thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 65 Great British pounds is a lot of money. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. To you. Most successful month so far. I know. I've talked about this before, but pretty much every single penny gets invested back into the channel, and where I'm at is I'm in a position where we're balancing the books. We are like all the materials and stuff that I buy and things are covered. Obviously the rent for the room is obviously covered. The utilities and things, that's all covered. So it means that we can do. It means that the channel is self-sufficient. Has been for a couple of months now, and so where I'm building towards next is being able to either hire somebody to come on and live this dream with me, and start, living the Warhammer content creator dream with me, or we're looking at moving up to getting into like a studio or something of some description, to change our venue so that we got the space to make even more content, basically, because as Katara has just done, gifted another 20 memberships to put us on 200 new memberships for the day. The more you guys offer this kind of breathtaking support, the more it's important that I create more to give back more, because that is how this works. And I want to be the very best, like no one ever was. To paint them all is my real test. Building them is my real test. To paint them is my cause. Sorry, the Pete McF. No, I forgot. I got overwhelmed with generosity. What is it? It was an off-white / grey with a was it black / green? Oh. So for that kind of thing, what I would look at doing is priming them in grey serum, and then I would look at using something like Apothecary White over the top of the clothes, then doing like maybe doing something like Black Legion over the top of the armor. And then I would shade both the clothes and the armor with Nuln Oil, and then I would highlight the armor with green. So I would go for something like maybe something like Caliban followed by Warpstone Glow followed by Moot Green, maybe, or Warpstone followed by Moot Green, just to give it that kind of greenish tint, would be probably how I'd go for it. Jesus, what did I miss? Cameron. You've missed a lot of answers to a lot of questions, but you've also missed an incredible amount of gifted membership. We've had 200 new members. Rez has been a member for 24 months. You have the best community. I do. I have the best community. I have the best people. I have the best members of the community. I have an incredible, incredible group that I hope you all love to be a part of this. As much as I love having you, man. Like, man. Hot tub stream to celebrate. I'll just go and grab my hot tub. I haven't got my hot tub yet. That's where that's where we need to move to a new studio with space for the hot tub, so that when this happens, I can just be like, swimming costume time. We're gonna get in the hot tub, break out the champagne. It's because I love you so much. Bromance for life. Katara, man. I love you too. It was very, very kind of you. You're one of the bros. Plobs and Corn. Josh, now you're rich. Critique my first ever MESBG mini on Discords. Let's do it. Hey up, buddy. Hope life is treating you well. Yes, it is, Chris. It's treating me very, very well. Where have you dropped it? You've dropped it right here. Alright, let's have a look. Let's have a little look, shall we? So we have Samwise the Brave, with an absolutely gorgeous frying pan, which sounds like a terrible bit of feedback, but you've got that weathering on that frying pan spot on in terms of the areas where you've got, so around the base of the pan, and then a couple of the scratches on the underneath. That is absolutely fantastic. Sword looks great. Hobbits are really hard to do, but you've got really nice texture and various different colors going on in there. You've got some really good highlighting. The face is nice. The hair is perfect. The base looks great. You've got the yellow of his little well, I guess it's his shirt jacket, something like that, maybe. I'm not entirely sure what you call it. Mate, this is brilliant. This is perfect. You've absolutely crushed that. Absolutely crushed it. Just like Sam crushes the skulls of goblins with that very same pan. You've captured it brilliantly. I think that's great. I really do. It's excellent work. Excellent work. Christmas came early for Josh this year. Yeah, it did. Wear a beardikini. A beardkini? What? So it just goes over like that? It's like a beard net, but for swimming. Philip, you deserve every bit, man. Can only keep going up from here. Gee. Philip, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. It's very kind of you. Very, very kind of you. Oh, talking of water features, advice about deep baths is currently being very much acted upon. There you go. I'm glad we could help with your bathing questions. Dropped a picture of a model that might look familiar. Josh, I still love it. Have you? Where have you popped it? Can I show off things that aren't my work here? Ah, there's the boy. That's a really sick base you've put on there. That is a really nice base you've put on there. So this was the Dark Kraken's model that I painted up for Jake. And there it is. It's a really nice base. I think that looks fantastic, man. You've only improved the model with that. That's top work. Where is that base from? I'm contemplating getting something similar. Something similar for the Warhound Titan, who, if you haven't seen, is hanging out back here, which Peter very lovingly built for me. That's, you know, I want to put it on. I'm thinking about putting it on a big resin base. That's excellent. I feel like I'm the only non-member. It's bizarre you haven't managed to get one, Giraffe. You've been chatting away. Usually it's on chat frequency, and then it just goes, hey, this person's engaged. Give that man a membership. The Gamers Grass base is just a pre-made Gamers Grass base. That might have convinced me I need to buy some of those, because I've always been a little bit dubious about those. I've never actually seen them in. I don't think I've ever actually really seen them with models attached. Horace is packed up, getting ready to move into the new house. Awesome. I love that my models are slowly spreading across the world. I really enjoy that. I need to sell some more. And give some more away. It's the least I can do for all of you guys out there. Maybe we spend next year painting an army where everyone gets one named after them. Maybe I'll do it with the Flesh Eater Courts. I'll paint a ghoul after each one of you. I had a quick question for you. If you had the answer on the fly, but your Pallid Mortarion you did about 2 years ago using Skeleton Horde, would you do Mortarion Grime these days like your Horus Heresy vid? Ooh, that's a really good question. I would probably still... Let me look at it. Warhipster Mortarion. Shut up, pedigree chums. I need to subscribe to YouTube Premium. I really do. I watch enough videos. And as much as I love watching adverts, and I do enjoy adverts, I always think of adverts. I thought it had frozen for a minute there. 6-1 contrast medium Skeleton Horde. Do you know what? It's still a little bit stronger than... That colour is actually closer to Seraphim Sepia. I would probably still do it this way. If I wanted to not have to mix it down, I would maybe follow what I did in the Horus Heresy video. It's absolutely a good way of doing it. It absolutely could be. Choice is yours. They both look fantastic. Mortarion Grime absolutely would work. It's a little bit weaker than that. Yeah, have a test, because I think the mixing of the Skeleton Horde will be is more time consuming. Seraphim Sepia would work on its own, the new reformulated version, and Mortarion Grime would also work. Also following the Horus Heresy Death Guard Legionary tutorial would also work. Pete builds your stuff for you. He makes me put it all together myself. It's because I panicked, Pete, Ed, and I asked really nicely. I want to start a 2,000 point 40k army. How would I? Really good place to start, Giraffe, is probably with a combat patrol box. If either of the starter factions don't really gel with your jam. So if there's like a... if there's like a... you know, if like Tyranids aren't what you're really into, or Space Marines aren't really what you're into, then a really good way to start is by picking up a combat patrol. As Captain Mannings has also pointed out, that a kill team is a good place to start as well, because it lets you know whether you like the faction, whether you think it's cool, whether you enjoy building them. Because the kill teams are generally like slightly more advanced versions of the basic troop anyway. And if they are a fun building experience, then generally the rest of the army might be. There might be a couple things here and there that you don't really get into. But if you can build the kill team and you enjoy it, and you paint it and you enjoy it, then one, you've got something that can be used in an entire game system, which is great. But also you've got the makings of the beginning of an army. Would be what I would do. I think both those are completely valid. I would like my ghoul to have a monkey head. Thanks. Yeah, we can do that. Delicious relish. I like being able to play with the screen turned off. What do you mean? I'll have it. Finally subbed. Woo! Awesome, Niall. Welcome. Thank you for subbing. I usually use Skeleton Horde to paint skulls. Is there an easy contrast color for a lighter color skull? Yeah, if you want to stick it towards, if you want to still stick towards that kind of off yellow bone, Seraphim Sepia is great for that. Mortarion Gram will give you a slightly paler, more sickly skull. And if you want to, you can always just use Nuln Oil for a whiter skull. That'll give you much brighter ones. Yeah, there's lots you can do. You can also just thin down Skeleton Horde. If you want a browner skull, you could use Agrax Earthshade. That also works. I think I did a fair different amount of bone in my Catacross video. That might help you. You can see different versions of it there. Looking for a nice AOS centerpiece. Oh, hold on. The Skippy has just become a member. And then Stephen Walker has gifted another 5 members. Thank you. Guys. I'd tell you to stop, but... Another one. YouTube Prime lets you play vids with the screen turned off. Ah, there you go. That's what you meant. I was like, are you listening to the stream with the screen turned off? That's cool. That is pretty sick. I really ought to do it. I should do it. Really, I should. Would you ever consider doing a series on techniques we don't typically see in your videos? Things such as slap chop, non-metallic metal, true metallic metal, master's edition of edge highlighting. Thanks so much. Yes. I would consider doing it. The only question I have is the way. Well, let me give you a little bit of. So the way I paint is to make your models look fabulous, both on a shelf and on the tabletop. And some techniques make models look fabulous for the internet, which is not a problem because it's great. I will happily do it, but I would only ever do it in a way that makes sense. So we've done I do things like wet blending and glazing and all that kind of thing. So stuff like Grey Knight swords and stuff like Necron weapons as well, to be fair. Stuff like that, which I think really can lend stuff to it. And those techniques can be transported across to non-metallic metal and things like that. The thing for me is I'd have to figure out a way to make those techniques work using the paints that I have. I don't want to be like, hey, we're going to do true metallic metal or non-metallic metal, and we're going to do it in the same way everybody else has done it. So yeah, it's something that I would consider doing. It's just, it's one of those things that it's not 100% a massive priority, but if it comes up, 100%, yeah, no, I'm always game to do whatever it is you guys need. Definitely no. Leave it with me. I'll have a think. So looking for a nice AOS centerpiece model to paint. What do you think of Archaon? I killed it memes. Archaon is my favourite model I've ever painted because he's massive. He is truly enormous. He's bigger than this. He's bigger than a Warhound Titan. Not by much, but he is definitely bigger. I checked it the other day. So yes, he is 100% a centerpiece model, and it will be a centerpiece model for any collection. 100%. You've got a choice of so many though in AOS. You've got Marathi, you've got Krondis, you've got Karazai, you've got Trug, the Troggoth King, you've got Alariel, you've got Nagash, you've got Archaon, you've got Gordrak, the Fist of Gork, you've got Kragnos, you've got Be'lakor, system agnostic, you've got Celestant Prime, he can work. Star Drake, that's another one for the Stormcast. Things like Magmadroth, they're really good at centerpiece models. They're not as big as others, but they are also very, very good centerpiece models. There's just tons. There's tons and tons and tons. The choice is endless for you. A Gobsprak, the Mouth of Mork, another one for the Auric Warclans. Sinessa and Dexessa for the Slanesh Demons. There are so many. Time to update the goal to 690. Okay, shall we do it? Okay, I'm just going to do it. Let's just update the goal like that. 155 more. If anyone's out there. Is the deadline telling many Warhipsters at midnight? Yes. Well, no. I won't shut. I don't shut the link until later in the day. You've got a bit of time. If you need to do a little bit of time, as you know, on the day, I'll be like, hey guys, look, final call. Make sure you get your model in. So yes, great practice. Get it in tomorrow. 30 days in September, April, June, November. Yeah, tomorrow is the last day of November. But yeah, no, it's not hard deadline at midnight. What is the average lifespan of a penguin? I have no idea, but I've been keen to find out. Wow. The average lifespan of a penguin, of an emperor penguin, is 15 to 20 years. That surprises me. I got back into painting almost a year ago, and your channel has helped me so much. Thank you. You deserve every penny you get, Stephen. That's very kind of you, and I'm glad I could help. And welcome back. Welcome back to painting, and I'm glad I was waiting here for you to help. Jake has gone and gifted another membership, putting us on 536, which is insane. How do I check if my account is branded? I'm not sure. This stream is great Chorin background, by the way. Good. Pretty soon, guys, on a weekend of my choosing, and I'm looking at, I put it in my diary. So not this weekend, but either I think maybe the 16th of December. On the 16th of December might be when I do a 24-hour live stream for this bad boy. We'll paint a Warhound Titan in 24 hours. And I'm thinking maybe we'll do that one to raise money for Mind or something, for a mental health charity. That's a lie. I can demolish one of those chocolate bars in 15 seconds, never mind years. Back with a membership. A little thanks from me, my wife. My cat's still waiting for a Star Drake painting guide. Merry Christmas from Germany, Mr. Hipster. We love you, especially my cats. Skippy, thank you very, very, very much. I know you're waiting for... I know the Star Drake is one that a lot of people want. This weekend, I will look at getting my Stormcast army up for sale. My old Anvils of the Helden Army. I'll look at getting them up on eBay. And as a consequence of that, I'll buy a Star Drake and get it painted. Maybe in sort of January, February. Depends on how insane January, February is. We shall find out. I've got a lot of things. I've got a lot of loose ends to tie up this year. If there's an option to enable gifts, then your account isn't a brand account. I didn't even have the option to enable them. Is there a way to see who gifted me a membership? If you scroll up, we can find out, Sharts. I've never said that word before with such a straight face. Stream it on Twitch as well. Yeah, we could do that. We could do that. What I miss? I had a work fiasco. Oh, just more incredible people being incredible. You guys are kick-ass, honestly. Stream it on Twitch as well. I'll see if I can. I'll see if I can do a test stream so I can figure out how Twitch works. I'll see if I can do one of those this weekend, maybe on Monday. Depends on how the next 4 days goes. I've got a lot to do. I think you'll find it'll be a Reba next time. Warhound Titan painting stream. With each $500 raised, you have to lower your brush size by 1. Let's see if we can get Josh to paint a Titan with a 000. I'm prepared. OBS can stream to both of them at the same time. Can it? Tommy, I'm so bad with OBS. I always thought you needed I'm so bad with the bloody program. Like I said, I need to sort out things like Nightbot notifications, all that kind of thing. I just don't know how. The internet is just like every time you. What the fuck is that? This is a medium scenery brush from Games Workshop. This is what you use to paint the old Sector Imperialis tiles. This was used to paint a set of 6 of those. A lot of Storm Vermin fur was used. You call that a brush? This is a brush. I see you've played brushy before. Are we going to rave all night long? No, we'll probably go until maybe 11. Maybe. Best Citadel paints to paint white armor, but how to make it look battle damage for my Praetorian Guard. So I think people's mileage varies. Corax White, I think, is a good paint. Some people say it's really bad. I think a lot of people confuse Corax White with Ceramite White, which was terrible. This is very doom, this music. Anyway, the trick with battle damaging white especially, and if you do use Corax White as your mid, or if you want to Ulthuan Grey, if you want to battle damage it, you never want to go all the way to white, because it's really hard to then battle damage it to add scratches and things. which Corax white is quite nice because it's bright, but it's not so super bright. You can then use white scar to add little line scratches and things like that. And then what you can do is you can use something, or if you want to, rather than using like a black because it's sometimes too much, you can use like a grey, something like Dawnstone maybe, or even like Basilicanum grey or Rattling Grime, for example. You can use those to add little cuts and things in the white. Again, you don't want to go too dark because it's too stark to the rest of the way. So if you want to add like kind of chipping, for me, Wildwood is really good for that. You can like take a like an old dry brush or whatever, something like that, or like so I have what I call a stipple brush, which is this one. It's an old medium shade brush, which I snipped right off at the ferrule. This is how I used to stipple on like chipping and things like that. Is how I would do it. A really good thing to look at is weirdly Tau, because the Games Workshop stuff for all of their, I want to say Viola, the white armor, the white and grey armor. They've got loads of really good battle damage going on there, and they're using things like browns and stuff like that around the edges and stuff to really kind of punch up that color. Sharts McGinty with a US $5 donation. How to get myself out of the cycle of paint it, hate it, strip it, repeat. No, we got your super chat there, Sharts. It's there for $5. How to get yourself out of the cycle. The cycle is all in your head, right? What you need to do, what I think you should do, is do a concept. Something that you set the parameters, right? So this is what I did. There's a video about this, not specifically about this, but there's a video that shows you what I did when I was working in a Warhammer store long time ago. What I wanted to do is I wanted to put together a really quick force that was effective, looked great, looked kick-ass on the table, but took 0 time to paint. And I wanted to do the whole thing in like a week, I think is what I gave myself. So that's where I did my ghost-themed Adeptus Mechanicus. You can find that here on YouTube, that recipe. The whole point of that was it needs to be quick, it needs to be striking, and it needs to be cool. So it's concept army, right? So the whole thing is like you're not painting Admech as you would paint Admech. It's like if you're doing Mars, for example, you're not painting all of the metallics in, you're not painting all of the red and all of the bone of the inner cloak and the black and all that kind of thing. No, instead what it's going to be dry brushes and like a single wash in the form of Nihilakh oxide, right? Which is what I did. I set myself those parameters to paint something super quick because I needed to learn how to let go, to basically break myself of that same cycle, Sharts. And wouldn't you know, imposing a limit on execution let me step away from it and go, this is it, this is literally what we're doing here. And as soon as I started, I felt that urge to care too much about it start to drift away. So I ended up doing 2,000 points of it, and then I sold that. But then I made a video about it because somebody else, the person who bought it from me, wanted more doing for it. So I did that. So I'd recommend checking out that hang on, let me go and find it. Ghost-themed Admech. Ghost-themed Admech Warhipster. There it is. Share. Copy link. So it's this one. That's the one. If you check that video out, that's what I mean by concept. So you could do something like, oh, I'm gonna paint a box of Stormcast Eternals to look like stone. And that gets you to the point of not sweating the small stuff. And if you enjoy that, and you've got your 5-10 models that are painted that way, you might do more. And if you really enjoy it, you might do a whole army. And then you've done a whole army. So now you can go back to sweating the small stuff a little bit, because you know that you've done it. You know how to let go. That's what I did. That's how I did it. How could you, Josh? How could you? I like it, Captain Mannerings. It could be bad, don't get me wrong. Really love your videos. How long have you been painting, boss? I have, well, yeah, yes, I have been. I started Warhammer when I was 6. So the first model I painted was a classic metal Necron, a free metal Necron that came in a white dwarf. So that was, how old am I now? I'm 33. It was 27 years ago. But it was 27 years ago. Oh god, I'm going to be saying it's 30 years of Warhammer soon, aren't I? I'm going to have to do a reveal stream at 30 years, aren't I? Where I'm on stilts. So yeah, I've been painting since I was 6. Now obviously I took some breaks because it wasn't always my job, and when I was 16, no, that's actually when I was doing my most painting. When I went to uni, I had a couple of years off, and then when I went to London after that, I had a year off, and this, that, and the other. But I've been doing it for a long time, long time. I've been doing this job for full time for 3 years now. Yeah, long time. You've been so lucky with gifts. I have. When is your I used to work for GW and here is the T video? I don't have any T to spell, Captain Mannerings. The reason I left was because I lived too far away from the shop that I was working in, and the rail fees were killing me. So I had to go back to my career as a learning and development design specialist, because I still had another 8 months of my contract left on my shop. And I literally poked my head out on LinkedIn. I was like, "Hey, is anyone hiring?" And I was hired. I was offered an interview, and then I took the first job I could, because the salary wasn't great at Games Workshop, and because I lived so far away, it would have been fine if I'd been managing the Leamington Spa shop, but I wasn't. I was managing the Banbury store, and so yeah, I couldn't make it work anymore. So I had an interview back in London for a recruitment company for Michael Page to go and do some L&D digital design, and that's what I went back to do. So I didn't go bankrupt. That's it. I sadly didn't have a fight in the car park, but I wish I had. I feel like everyone who talks to you about your army at stores wants to hear the quick how you did it fast anyway, rather than going into detail anyway. Yeah, I mean, generally. I really need to finish my first squad I ever painted, which was Noise Marines, but I just so much trim to do. Yeah, that is hard work, man. The trim on Chaos is just so much. Good evening, Warhipster. Good evening, Wigglesbottom. I wanted to ask if there's going to be Flesh Eater Quartz painting videos soon. Who knows, Wigglesbottom? There is a non-zero chance that it'll happen. As to what that could be, you know, I do have Jerian's delegation to finish. So I've got some horrors and some flayers. That would be fun to do, wouldn't it? Who knows? You'll have to find out in a few days' time as to the future of Flesh Eater Quartz. Because who knows if I'm going to do them or not. Who knows if I have them? I don't. I've no idea. When My problem is that I paint models like a little kid colours in a colouring book. I can't stay in the lines. Well, so that's what I mean about doing like a concept where it's just all dry brushing. So that ghost themed one, it's dry brushing up from black, and then you paint the robes with white and then Nihilak oxide, and then you dry brush the whole thing, and then you add a couple of little accents here, but you honestly don't need to do that. Whereas with something like Stonecast Eternals, you can prime them with brown, dry brush them, or stipple them, using any number of scenery tutorials, and it'll look sick. Will you be painting Orican 2 for us? Overlord Trafford, yes! Yes, I will. I have already done Orican. Here he is. I just need to finish his base. Orican the Diviner. Like I said, he's finished. I just need to do his base. I shall do it after this stream. And I will put this video out on Friday. How's that? For textured paint, AK have a neutral coloured rough terrain for bases in Durham. I got a huge 25mm tub for like 15 Canadian dollars. It's awesome. Oh, nice. Does it crackle? Oi. I splodge, don't notice the splodge until it's dried, and then I have to redo stuff. I mean, Sharts, I do the same thing. I do it all the time. The only reason I catch most of my splodges is that I also have the camera rolling, so I'm hyper aware a lot of the time that it's happening. If I'm really tired, I miss it. And I did it a couple of weeks ago, and I was doing the transfers on the Cities of Sigmar. I splodged right on the transfer I'd just done on the Ironwell Great Cannon. I didn't realise to the point where it was nearly dry, so I had to very quickly get some water on it and wipe it off. I can see right through you, Josh. That box is on your desk. I know. I see you. No, all that's on my desk right now is Orican the Diviner. And this pot of Tyrant Skull. I'm going to be following your Salamander guide for Legions when my stuff arrives. It was me asking about the bases. You might have said at some point in another video, but I could have missed it. Silence Alpha! Hello, sir. I shall answer your question. The bases are Skeleton Horde. That's it. I put Skeleton Horde over the bases. Oh, and I did the rims with Abaddon Black. That's all. That was all. Skeleton Horde. Over the top of all of the groundwork. And then Abaddon Black around the rim. Two coats of Abaddon Black around the rim, because that's what you should do, really, with the base rim. Yes. I meant to respond to your comment, and then I was like, I need to do the live stream. So I took a screenshot and then did the scheduling for the live stream. But I was in the middle of also editing the Cypher video, which is coming out tomorrow. How to paint Cypher, Lord of the Fallen. So I was in the middle of doing that, and then I had to do that, and I had to get that done, and then I had to go to the shop because I needed to post the box to Carlisle, and then I had to come back, and then I had to get ready for the stream, and then I had to get my dinner done, and and blah 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 blah, and I was painting some miniatures at the same time, and I can't tell you what those miniatures are yet. The new little Crypt Guard looks good. They do, don't they? They look great. Gonna use your new tutorials to paint the blades on my Scorpex. Yeah, I realised I hadn't done any Necrons since the new contrast line came out. And obviously there's so many more greens to choose from. Karandras, Striking Scorpion, Mantis Warriors. You can get really close to some of the box art stuff because they're not quite what we used to do. Ooh, that yawn came out of nowhere. Warp Lightning, I think, was what we used to do as the base. But yeah, it's pretty much the same as Orican's Oracan's stuff is pretty much the same as what I did on Imotech. But that video is coming out very soon. And I will get the translocation shroud done. I've just been a little bit preoccupied. Warriors of the Dead looks very interesting for a project. Oh yeah, shoot. That goes on pre-order, doesn't it, this weekend? Thank you for reminding me. Thank you. I'm going to remind myself that I need to buy that. Because I really want it. I should buy it. You went outside? I did. I did. It was terrifying. Is varnishing a model a must-do? I have a pot of Storm Shield, never touched. For me, Jimmy, no. For a lot of people, yes. A lot of people swear by it. I personally don't do it. Mostly because I just can't be asked going out and spraying it. I just can't. And my experience of spraying varnish has never been good. The 1 or 2 times that I've used them, it's always turned it into a frosty mess, and I don't like it. What I need is a perfect spray finish that doesn't cost very much, that's fully matte, that I can put on, which would be lovely. But I personally don't do it. The advice I usually give to people is once you finish the paint job, just be careful with the model. Pick it up via the base. Is Oracan the Diviner video coming? Abdul, it certainly is. I shall show him off again. Here he is. Here is Oracan the Diviner. The video is on its way. There's the back. I just need to finish the base. I could do it now. No. Do I need to film this base? I don't think I do. Maybe I do. Maybe I should film the base. I'm painting an ancient and I used Wraithbone and a skeleton horde, but it's way too dirty. For parchment, is it a Space Marine ancient, James? You want it to be cleaner. Can I kiss him? Yeah, if you want, Abdul. Pop over and give Oracan a little kissy. To answer your question, James, a really good Agrax Earthshade will make them look really dirty. If you want it to be a really soft bone-like colour for your parchment, Seraphim Sepia really works. Really, really works for making them look a little bit softer. You can go white over Wraithbone if they're Wraithbone. You can pop Nuln Oil over them to give them that sort of whiter appearance, slightly grayer appearance. Generally, though, I find that if you just highlight the Skeleton Horde with Screaming Skull, it will brighten them right up. Even if you just relayer it, basically. Greetings from the Great Hall. Greetings, Keith. Basing video plus contrast properties and grouping videos. December sorted. We could do another basing video, I suppose. I need to grab some new basing materials. I think ones that are consistently going to stay around forever. Liam Dempsey and their viewers just joined. Say hello. Hello, Liam Dempsey and their viewers. What's your view on the red/black Gobbone miniatures? Yeah, I think they're cool. I think they're very cool. They're Christmassy. They're fun. Um, there be a Liam horde approaching, it seems. Here comes the Liam horde. Hey, yo. Hello, Liam. It's a raid. Quick! Hide the grain! Hide the stores. Hide your mead. Give me your recommendations on stuff to use on texture paint. I like texture paint. I don't want to do sand or anything like that. I don't want to use PVA glue. But give me your recommendations for it, and I'll see what I've got to go. I got to go, but great stream. Well, thank you for hanging out, Giraffe. We'll get you a gifted membership yet. It'll happen. I'm sure. Real. We raid and hide the contrasts. It's a lot to hide. When we are asking questions, where did you get the shells from for your paints from? These are from TT Combat. If you go on Google and look up TT Combat, you'll find them. They're the Mega Rack 72. Something like that. And then I organise my paints alphabetically and by type. So along the top is where you have shades. Then starting from here is where you have contrast paints, which go to here. That's where Wildwood normally sits. And then we have the base paints. They come down to here, which is where Administratum Grey usually is. And then it's all Administratum Grey all the way thing. Easton Jones gifting 5 membership. Liam gifting 5 memberships. Oh no. Oh, can my heart take it? Oh. Thank you both. 546, no less. Oh no, I sniped myself. That's good work. 546 hype. That's a lot of. It's a lot of membership. It's a hell of a lot of memberships. It's crazy. We've had 217 new members today, which is bonkers. I'm working on a Marshal for a Secret Santa. I've never painted Black Templar before. It's fun. Oh, that is a really nice model, that one. How big is your collection? My collection is enormous. This here does not even cover it. Out in the shed is my 10,000 points of 8,000 points of Blood Angels. My entire Grand Army of Chaos. There's 3 boxes full of Warhammer over there. 3 Citadel cases over there. All of that, there's tons. There's so much Warhammer in here. We're talking sort of 20, 30, 40,000 points per game system. And then James Matthias has gifted 50 memberships for a second time. Which is crazy, bro. James, man. You, sir. You, sir. Why would you make me cry for a 3rd time tonight? boy. Sir. Sir. Oh, I'm so hot. I'm so warm. Oh. We can make you emotional if we give 50. Yeah. Cause it's you're crazy. You're crazy. Star Pilot. I don't know how I wasn't subscribed. Liam is gonna disown you. He might. He might. You have to take it up with Liam. Liam will see you afterwards. See you after class. I need to. I need to. I need to just. Oh no! I don't have my sunglasses. I can't hide my shame. Where are they? Guys. Yesterday. Oh dear. Time to design some merch. Yeah, it certainly is. I'm gonna have to do I lost my words. Where's my words gone? There's all kinds of crazy tonight. There's 317 new members. $317. We started off just, you know, shooting for 420. We're way past that now. Yeah, doubled. Yeah, doubled. Doubled. glass case of emotion right now. I feel like I can probably make a sort of Ron Burgundy like that escalated quickly. Yeah, it really got out of hand. A celebratory Christmas stream. Oh yeah, man, we're 100%. I mean, the content ain't gonna stop over Christmas period. I might even stream with you guys over New Year's. You know, part of me was like, do I paint the Titan on New Year's Day? Is that when we do that? When it's at the, at the beginning, like start writing the acceptance speech. It was love that killed the beast. Was that King Kong? It's King Kong, isn't it? Ghouls, says Niall. Ghouls. Ghouls. It's my favorite. It's my favorite line in Star Wars: The Force Awakens. The Knights of Ren, ghouls. NL Youngberg, thank you very much for becoming a member. It is incredibly, incredibly kind of you. Thank you, guys. You have to stop. We're gonna need a sweet ass speech, bro. Jacob, what's the plans for next line of videos to be released? They cry now. They cry now. Is that what YouTubers do? They fly now. They fly now. Warhipster has somehow returned. You need a sweet ass speech. I'm a man of few words. Any questions? I mean, honestly, all I can say is like my heart is so incredibly full right now, and that I appreciate each and every single one of you. I am so very grateful. I am humbled by this experience tonight. I'm humbled by you. As the wonderful people who've been so generous tonight. I'm consistently feel like I'm ever striving to be deserving of the privileged position that I find myself in doing this as a job. And I will always strive to be the best I can possibly be, to be worthy of the generosity that you have shown tonight, because you guys let me live my dream, and you're making my life just the most complete it's ever been. And I can't quite express how profound. I can't quite express as profoundly as I would like just how much this really does mean to me. That you would show such bottomless wells of human kindness to support someone like me on the internet, making YouTube painting tutorials, because all I ever want to do is help you enjoy your Warhammer, enjoy your evenings, enjoy your spare time. And I honestly cannot thank you enough in words that I know in my lexicon. Honestly, can't do it because I think I can speak eloquently at times, but I'm not sure I can speak. I'm not sure I have the exact words, you know. And I look down, and you're still going. NL Youngberg, thank you very very much for the 5 gifted. Dan, thank you very much for the gifted memberships. What does that put us on now? I've 653. If you want an epic speech, I'll borrow from Theoden. Arise! 100 likes as well. Oh, excellent. 100 likes, let's go. Let's go, baby. James, what are you doing, bro? Bud, please. James, buddy. James. Line up on upcoming videos. I can't tell you precisely what's happening next week, Jacob, but what I can tell you is coming very, very soon is Oracan Diviner and Cypher, Lord of the Fallen. Next week, I'll be able to tell you more once I'm allowed. We need to get Giraffe a membership. Someone. We do. I don't know how it's missed you, Giraffe. Needless to say, there will be a video on Saturday that will explain more. When are we getting the breaker boss? Do you know, I lined it up today. I've put it in my to build. I put it in my build pile. I was rummaging because I had to send something in the post today. I found my breaker boss, so I've got it out now, so I know where it is, and it's in my build. Just keep being a force in this hobby. You deserve more money, members, and love, James. Thank you, and you, sir, have all of my love. Snake Fulgrim soon. Yeah, he's washing. He's dry. He's currently. I need to scrub the release off. When is the next Tales of Mr. Warhipster? It's next weekend. Next week. Next Wednesday it should be. I'm 99% it'll happen. Does your partner have an army? She does. Nighthaunt and Space Wolves. I wonder if I can... Don't scrub him too hard, he might enjoy it. It's a good job he's not covered in guns, because then I'd have to drill him. Do you play? I do. I haven't played much of 10th edition. I've played a lot more Sigmar this year than I have 40k. Which is great. It's actually how I want it to be. I need to play some more 10th though, because I keep dumping on it from afar, just being like, it's rubbish. Uh, but yeah, no, I do play. Um, my oldest is doing a Space Wolves army. Oh, that's fab. Yeah, no, Al just wanted to do it. She was like, I want to do a Space Wolves army. And I was like, cool. So she followed my videos because she was getting it ready for Warhammer Fest. So we played in the doubles there. And she was like, if I don't finish in time, can I use some of yours? I was like, yeah, I mean, it won't be optimal. You know, we want to win. We're playing to win. She was like, I'm not playing to win. I'm just playing. Literally, she and I have played 2 games of Age of Sigmar. One of 40k before. Maybe we played a couple of 40k. Before she just went straight into doubles tournament. And we came second. Undefeated! Yeah, she carried me to second. She absolutely did. Because I kept getting tabled. Because I was just flinging Greater Demons at people. Just be like, have at you! Enjoy my Scarbrand! And how do these fine folks enter tales? So you can enter Tale of Many Warhipsters by sending me a picture of your miniatures to one of 3 ways. There's my email address, which is therealwarhipster@gmail.com. If you are in the Discord, because you are either a member on YouTube or a Patreon subscriber, then you can drop them into the submissions chat channel in Discord. And alternatively, there is a Google form link, which isn't in the description of this video, but it is in any of the Tale of Many Warhipsters Season 2 videos. So you can go and find that one, and you can submit your models that way. The deadline for this month is tomorrow, but, you know, the next stream is next Wednesday. So if it comes to me on Saturday, that's okay. I never exclude anybody from Tale of Many Warhipsters, ever. How much Coke do you drink? I don't see it today. I had this can, and I had one earlier, and then I forgot to bring one up with me before the stream. So I could do with a lovely beverage, but you know, we're 11 o'clock now, so we're nearing the end of tonight's stream. He's resin. You might need to. I've heard Fulgrim does like a good drilling. What setting do you prefer to paint? Fantasy or sci-fi? Currently, Sigmar, because the fantasy stuff. Because the models are just superior in every way to what 40k is currently doing. I would say look at the Sidonian Scatros and Ionis Cryptborn. For example, if you look in this cupboard up here, you can see Aventus Firestrike, Ionis Cryptborn, Karazai, Krondus is back there, Flying Dragons and stuff. And then down here you got like the Space Marines and stuff, which is fine, I guess. Oh no, caffeine after 11. Yes, normally, Dan, I would agree. However, I will be up till 4 o'clock in the morning painting because I've got to get tutorials ready for next week. For the new Necron Overlord, would you paint its translocations effect stuff the same colour you painted Imhotep's cape? I think so, Declan. But I think I might go a little bit darker in some places to get more of that blend. I haven't... Let me look at the box. Where is it? Where are you? Ah, you're here. Translocation Shroud. Yeah, so it's more or less the same colour. It's just that the peak green is slightly greener than it is on Imhotep. So I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but if you look here, so you see the top of, you see this part of the green. Oh, I've got loose hair. Sorry. You see this part here, and then if you compare it, that part there, this is slightly warmer than that, so that's colder. So it might be that rather than Poxwalker, we use something like Bale Tan. But otherwise, very, very similar. You're still bloody going. I know, Adam. I am still bloody going. Because I didn't realise it was 11 o'clock. and everyone has been exceptionally, exceedingly, ridiculously generous tonight. Uh, what's your work schedule? My work schedule is I work till 4, 5 at the latest, go to sleep, wake up at 11, get up, have my lunch, start work generally at about 2. So I will work till from 2 p.m. till 4, 5 a.m. If I'm really busy, I will go to bed at 5, wake up at 10 and be up here at 11. I, on the other hand, can't narrow it down. Right now I have Iron Warriors, Dark Angels, Tyranids, and Orcs in progress for 40k, and Oryx and Cities in AOS. It's the way to be. Yeah, that's the way to be. At the moment, I've got Cities of Sigmar, Stormcast Eternals, Soulblight Gravelords on the go. Got my Custodies I haven't done very much to very recently. Tau I need to do some more on. Blood Angels, of course. My Grand Army of Chaos, which includes Maggotkin of Nurgles, Head of Knights of Slanesh, Blades of Khorne, Disciples of Tzeentch, and then we've got over on the 40k side of things, I need to do my Black Legion army, which I've started but not done very much on. But I've got all the bits for, basically, although I haven't checked the points on that. I might need to get some more for that. But I've got things like Forge Fiends and Chosen and stuff that I've just accumulated over the years that I'm waiting to paint. There you go, Declan. I'm glad. See what I mean? It is just a little bit warmer. Have you been playing Realms of Ruin? I'd watch you stream it as well as paint videos. Yeah, no, I haven't played. I've been so busy, I haven't had time to play it. But I was hoping I was probably going to do one on Monday, because I'm thinking about adding Monday as a regular stream in the afternoon. It's just more content in it. Armies you'd like to see re-released for the old world: Dwarves and Skaven for me. I agree. Dwarves, I think we know are coming. Skaven are not just yet, because they're currently all fighting each other. They're not concerned with the world that was. They're in a big war with one another in the setting, but they're not far away. Same for the Chaos. It's yet to sweep across the world. I mean, Kislev I'm looking forward to. Cathay as well, if they're doing that. I'm not sure if they've confirmed that. That would be cool if they are. And I'm really looking forward to seeing High Elves. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do there. I'd love a Flame Spire Phoenix, a new Flame Spire Phoenix. I would love that. A new Flame Spire Phoenix, the way that they can make models now. And Lothern Seaguard as well. Love to see them. Steel Helms. All of that. Will you be trying the new Army Painter Fanatic paint line? I can pick it up, maybe. We'll see. You're great, but I've actually got to go. Sorry for those I've let down. You let no one down, Giraffe. But thank you so much. I'm sorry we didn't get you a membership. We will get you a membership, I'm sure. Gonna run a triple big dragon Stormcast Eternals list for the lols. Yeah, I mean, I can do that. I've got the models to do it. I might do it. Just to find somebody who's willing to receive it. And there aren't that many. There aren't that many people. You've just submitted, James. Awesome. Awesome. Double stream. Yeah, I mean, I really do enjoy streaming. I love getting to talk to you guys. Especially when it's like tonight. I mean, if every stream was like this, then, you know... New studio, here we come, baby. We would be sorted. But obviously, that would be insane. There we go, John. Congrats. Is there a Discord link? There is. It should be a benefit for being a member. If you go and check your benefits, you should be able to find it then. If not, I can do a members only post. Um, I don't like that they bring back old kits. The new ones look insanely better. Yeah, I kind of agree, Ishmael. And I think I wouldn't be surprised if this is just like first wave. So like what we've seen of the Bretonians, I cannot for the life of me believe that Pegasus Knights are going to stay as the old kit. Maybe a year from the release of Old World, they will then get updated. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens. Oh, look at that. 648. But yeah, like there's I think there'll be other waves. They've just got to get the game out first. And they weren't going to redesign. They were never going to, because it would be insane. They were never going to redesign 200 new model kits and release them all at the same time. It was never going to happen. I wonder. I suspect that was the initial plan, and then someone went, "What are you talking about?" Some of them really do work. I mean, like the Bretonian peasants, I thought they were fine. I think they absolutely still fit. The Pegasus Knights are weird, though, especially when you look at the other Pegasus Knight characters, which just look so much better than anything else. It's like, they're going to look so dumb together. But I'm sure there'll be more. Hey, Wolves, so think about buying the Perturabo miniature from GW to scratch an itch. Do you ever spend too much to scratch an itch? Yes, Gutsy Toadsage. I do it all the time. I love to scratch itches with money. I haven't been able to afford to do it very often. You're still streaming at this time. I am, Adam. I am. I am. Because we've had an insane evening, Adam. Welcome. I'm sorry you've only just got off work. That sucks for you, man, I'm guessing. That or you've just been like lying on the sofa watching the Hunger Games. Don't know why I picked that. Plastic Dogs of War or I Riot. Oh man, James. I'm so there for that. I would love that. I would love it so much. And I suspect those sorts of things can happen. What we just have to do is we have to not let the haters get all grumpy about Old World when it drops. Because when it drops, there will be a bunch of people who just be like, "It's a failure," which is not true because we don't know anything about it yet. But here's how you test to see whether or not a video is actually legit or like properly thought out and researched and this, that, and the other, versus one that has actually things. So, for example, if on the day it goes on pre-order, somebody puts up a video saying that Old World is a disaster, they don't know anything on the day of pre-order. So that is literally just a rage bait. You just got to ignore that. Okay, we got to. If it's good, if it's bad, obviously we can just be like, this is pretty bad. But if it's good, then, you know, we have to be paragons of the hobby and just get super hype for it. No, Dan. No. We don't mention any names. But that's the thing, is like, when you're months out, by all means, make those videos about how it's the worst thing ever. Because it doesn't really impact it when it launches. But on the day of release, if it's like, this whole thing is terrible. And I mean like the day of pre-order, it's because that video has been specifically targeted and tactically put out there at that time, because that's when everyone's Googling it to find out what, you know, is what the crack is, because it's the pre-order day and everyone's looking for it. It's not based in any fact. It's based on all on hearsay. So it's not. It's, you know, it's fine to have that opinion, but if you can't, like, if I put out a video saying, you know, if I put out a video saying Star Wars Shatterpoint is trash on the day that the core set goes live, and you guys know full well that I don't get that stuff sent to me early, so I don't have it. If I put that out on pre-order, I've literally put it out there just to crap on your day as a Shatterpoint fan. That's the whole thing. I think it's gonna be a complex war game. I think it's gonna be way more complex than I think we've been used to as a consequence of 3 editions of 40k in the form that it has since 8th, 9th, and 10th. And AOS obviously had transitioned to the more kind of 1 page, 4 pages of rules type thing, the simple skirmish game, rather than what it had been. It had already been doing that for sort of 2-3 years at that point, 2 years I think. So 7th edition, people who played 7th edition and people who played 8th edition end times, that's now going back quite a few years. I suspect it's going to be quite obtuse at first. Mal Garrick, can you do a quick video on how you thin your metallics? They always go on so smooth in your videos, but when I try to do it, they are either too clumpy or they separate. Yeah, we can look at doing that, Mal Garrick. I did do a video that's about thinning paints. Let me find it. I don't know if I did metallics in it. I might have done. I don't know if you've seen it. Ah, there it is. If you haven't seen this one, check this one out, Mal Garrick. It might help you. Yeah, John, it is going to be complex, but it will click. It's been really awesome stream. I got to go gather some models I primed at lunch. Thanks for everything, James. You can't be thanking me, man. I'm thanking you for your incredible generosity this evening. You're an absolute hero. And I cannot thank you enough. Meaty Wargame for Meaty Wargamers. Exactly, James. Meatball Wargaming. Meatball Old World. Old Meatball Ron. Here's a quick question. How do you paint fully assembled models? You make it look so easy. Yeah, Adam, we've had 344 gifted members. Well, we had 344 members tonight, a lot of which have been gifted. A lot of which have been gifted by James, Estin, Tommy, Kataro, Big Bad Peter Gaming. As you can see, we're on 673 members. We've doubled as a consequence of this stream. We're 17 away from 690. Anyway, here's a quick question. How do you paint fully assembled models? You make it look so easy. So there's 2 things you consider when painting a fully assembled model. One is your order of operations. You need to look at a model to determine whether or not it's better to paint it from the inside out or from the outside in. So when it comes to something like a Space Marine, so for example, this guy, you want to paint from the outside in, right? The outside is the legs on the way up. This is order of operations, right? Because it's how you avoid kind of splodging it in places you don't want to. You want to get those trickier to reach colours first and then move your way out of the model. So something like Gazcol, he's another one you do from the inside out. You start with his face and move out to the armour rather than armour into the face because it's quite hard to do it that way. Something like Croak, again, paint from the inside out or things like that. So firstly, your order of operations is important. Secondly, you've got to learn that there's a couple of things, right? So when you're painting something like Oracan, for example, you have a lot more control over how you move the model, right? So you've got Oracan the Diviner here, for example, And there is a somewhat tricky area to get to, which is right behind his leg. The way to get in is you need to look at where the angle of where it's the most obvious, and that's your order of entry. So to get right in there, we're going to come in like this. You do not have to paint only ever like this and move your arm around, because I think what a lot of people do is they get the tricky to reach areas and they move their arm to an area where it's difficult to get to. So you end up trying to get the underside of like a cloak something, and you're kind of twisted right round, or you're trying to get right in like this. This is the dangerous end. This is the one that's got the paint that's loaded up on it. So this is where you can create the mistake. So this is where you have to orientate your model to move it in such a way where you get access to those in a way that your brush control is in a decent angle, right? So generally with cloaks, for example, there's 2 points of entry. Well, 4 points of entry. So if you picture like a space marine wearing a cloak, so like let's say this guy, right? So here, right, there's one hard to reach area, which is right under there. Just trying to orientate it in a way. There you go. You see it, right? So coming at it from that angle, you can get in there quite easily. But this is one of those cases of, do you go inside out or outside in? Because that's quite tricky to get to. I would start with the internals of the cape, right? So I would be looking at this. And so when I say there's 4 points of entry, there always is on a cape. Get that nice and center. So first point of entry is between the legs. So you can come in that way to get at stuff. Second point of entry is this behind this leg. You can get all of that. You can lever your brush this way, like that sort of thing, to get behind. See what I mean? Because you can change your brush action as you get to the thing. So that's first and second point of entry. Your third point of entry is obviously behind the other leg. This one here, to get right up in there, like kind of that sort of thing. And then your last point of entry is from the back there. See? So you can get under this angle. Like that. Does that help? Jimmy, what's your all-time favourite Games Workshop video game? Oh, that's a great question. Nostalgia reasons, Dawn of War. Or possibly Fire Warrior. But so I was demonstrating it stupidly, right, with this cloak, right, because I'm trying to show you guys in a way that you can see on the camera. But the way you do it is you move the model, not your hand. So it's like, is that the angle? Yep, that's the angle. So I move the angle in such a way where I can see the bit that I can't see. This is what I was saying earlier in the stream. If you can't see it in a hard to reach area, then you're not supposed to reach it. You don't need to reach it. If you can see it, then you can reach it. Do not try to nutmeg your models. Any advice for the Cities of Sigmar line? Yes, Star Pilot 94. You want to get your hands on Pontifex Zenestra because she's an absolute weapon. I know, Adam, it's crazy. Can you believe again, the first goal today was 420, smashed through that. So I set the goal to 469. We smashed right through that. So I set the goal to something else, smashed right through that. I think I might have set it to 690 at that point. We're now 17 away from 690 members. I'm speechless. I don't understand. I'm very grateful. You guys are insane, insanely generous, and insane, and wonderful, and I love you all very much. And that's why we're still streaming at 20 past 11. It's been crazy. Yes, Vicious Goose 117. I have wept often this evening. So much so that I have a headache and I should probably go and get a drink. And I should probably wrap up the stream there, I'm afraid. Because it's been a long day and I've got a lot to do. I would stream till 5 o'clock in the morning, but that does mean that my videos won't get filmed. So I should probably conclude things. But honestly, tonight was incredible. Just the last line on video games, though. I think Space Marine 2 perhaps has the potential to be massive, especially as I suspect Space Marine 2 will get sent to a lot of big time content creators. I wouldn't be surprised to see somebody like Jacksepticeye playing Space Marine 2 on his channel. And if that happens, then you can expect huge things for Warhammer. A mince pie even. Not quite mince pies. This weekend, mince pies. That's when that happens. Because December is finally here. But yes, I am going to finish it there. I will answer one more question. Whoever drops the next question, I will answer it. And then we're done. Quick. Exactly, Stephen. Stock up on Space Marines now. They're going to become a commodity. Why is Meatball Ron your favourite person? Well, he isn't. So that answers that question very quickly. Banana? Sure. I'll take a banana. Pizza topping? Oh, so many. Fave taste of contrast? They're all pretty horrible. I had to put some on my tongue live on a stream. Best contrast colour and why is it Imperial Fist? Because Imperial Fist is a single pigment contrast paint and it goes on really nice and smooth and it makes the painting of yellow, previously a very difficult colour to do, even with the Yandon yellow, makes it a piece of piss. It's one of the easiest paints to use. Fantastic. Fantastic stuff. Right, that is 4 more questions. So now it's time for me to end there. I'm going to go and I've got stuff to paint. And you'll see what that is very, very soon. I've also got Orican's base to finish so that his video can be ready for all of you on Friday. But that just leaves us enough time to say a massive thank you to Big Bad Peter Gaming, Adam Hughes, Tommy Agami, Bruno Duhamel, James Matthias, Ricketts, and then of course James Matthias or Matthias, however you're supposed to say it. I'm sorry if I've been getting your name wrong all this time, for piles and piles of gifted memberships. Tommy Agami with more gifted memberships. Pelmic93 for becoming a member. Nihilak Oxide, Ricketts, Captain Mannerings, Yamail Angmar, Ishmael Bjorkmo, Plops of Corn, Kurt Mifsud Benici, Tommy Agami again, Kataro, Reza, Plops of Corn, Reza again, Philip G, the Skippy, or Saifi. I'm not sure how I say your name. I think we've been over this before. Stephen Walker, Jake B, the Saifi again, Skippy again, Sharts McGinty, Easton Jones, Liam Dempsey, NL Youngberg again, Dan Elliott, and James Matthias. for all of your wonderful generosity. And so, on that note, I will see you all very soon for another live stream and another painting video and more Warhipstering. Thank you so much, guys. Here is the hand of farewell, and I will see you all very soon in the next one. Love you very much, guys. From the bottom of my heart, thank you, one and all, for a crazy, crazy night. See you around, guys. Happy wargaming!